Tonight from Bowie High, it's a District 4 6A matchup. For the second time, the Volunteers hook up with the Lamar Vikings. Hi again, everyone. John Nelson, our AISD-TV crew on hand here at James Bowie High School. The Volunteers come in 14-7 overall. The Vikings at 9-12. North Crowley with a two-game lead over Martin and Bowie. Sam Houston, Weatherford each at 3-5. Bowie comes in averaging 60 points a game. Lamar averaging 46. And for the Vikings tonight, it'll be Hancock, Gray, Roberts, McDowell, and Simon. Three seniors, a junior, and a sophomore. And on the far right is Zach Burks for Lamar in his 8th year. Central Arkansas grad. Alan Gratz, the head coach for Bowie, on the left. In year number 16, the Volunteers have won 5 in a row. They won the first game 58-34 back on January 5th. Williams, Robinson, Davenport, Edwards, and Buana. A couple of seniors, a junior, and a couple of sophomores for Bowie. Volunteers coming off a 70-53 win over Sam Houston. Lamar coming off a 52-33 loss to Martin. So it's Bowie and Lamar just minutes away from getting this one underway. In District 4 6A, we're back with the opening tip right after this. Entering the center circle for Bowie, number 11, Kyler Edwards at 6'4". For Lamar, 6'3", junior Cecil Roberts. Lamar in road navy, the Volunteers in home white with orange trim, and the Volunteers take possession of it for Lamar takes possession of it first. Cecil Roberts. Vikings 9-12. Roberts to Gray. Seth Hancock in trouble, and Hancock, and a turnover here, and the first possession coming up for Bowie. Volunteers won both games over the Vikings last year, and again winning the first by 24. 4 seniors, 7 juniors, and 1 sophomore on the Bowie varsity this year. Richard Robinson outside, a wide open three. It spins out. Edwards. They reset it underneath. A drive and the miss by Robinson. Second possession for Lamar. Recovery, not there. Underneath, Simon. Lamar 0 for 2. This one off the leg of T.J. Williams. Here come the Vikings, and the basket underneath by Cecil Roberts. Roberts converts, and Lamar with an early 2-0 lead. Donovan Davenport, he'll give it up. Davenport had a nice game against Martin this year, scored 24, coming off a 15-point game against Sam Houston. The contact and the foul on Lamar, so Bowie gets it right back. Defensively this year in district, Lamar giving up 53. Edwards misses. Up high trying to save it's Buana. Here's Seth Hancock. Ahead to McDowell. Tristan now feeds Cecil Roberts. Jamal Gray, short. Picked off underneath by Robinson. Closer yet, and off of the glass, Kyler Edwards. Edwards, a 6'4" sophomore, scoring 15 his last game. And we start over at 2. Ball slapped away by Davenport as it went over the top of McDowell. Vikings get it back. Cecil Roberts at side court. Intercepted in the paint by Edwards. And then the slip down, and Lamar gets it right back. 5 wins in a row for Bowie heading into this contest. T.J. Williams on number 21, and then the basket by McDowell. That was nice defense on Roberts for a while, but McDowell able to find an opening underneath. He scored 10 in his last game, and Lamar back on top. Nice bullet pass underneath, and the layup by Edwards. Cecil Roberts trying to get away from T.J. Williams. Here's Hancock, and he's tripped. Blindsided by T.J., the senior. Cecil Roberts to reset it. Gray really never could get on track in that game earlier in the week to Martin. Roberts just able to get to it. Gray on the right wing. Trying to get it to Simon. He ends up with it and misses, and the tip in, and Simon left-handed underneath. And the 6'5 senior gives Lamar the lead back at 6'4. Just saved by Robinson. Richards only 5'7", and able to prevent it from going out of bounds. Donovan Davenport back to Robinson. Richard from 17 over the lid, and the save underneath by Buana. Out of bounds off of Lamar. When they do give the ball to Buana, he's hitting almost 45% from the field and a 5-second call. Richard Robinson unable to locate a teammate. Tristan McDowell gives it to Cecil Roberts. And this one has interception written all over it as Edwards, and a two-handed throwdown. A double D, a drive and a dunk. Tied at 6. Hancock shoves it over to Gray. Bounce pass underneath. McDowell misses. T.J. Williams on Hancock, does a 360 spin, and Gray got a piece of it. Open from about 20, it's short and a loose ball, foul underneath. It was Simon that missed it underneath on the other end, not McDowell. Simon wears 34, McDowell wears 24. And here's J.T. Brown into the guard for the Volunteers. Zach Burks was an assistant at Martin for 6 years. Speaking of Martin, their former coach Jeff Clemens is in the stands watching this contest. Jamal Gray. Here's Hancock. Underneath. And that one picked off by Simon at the top of the key. Hancock to Gray. Gray up, down, is tied up. He's tied up, and the possession belongs to Bowie. And there is a former Martin Warrior coach, Jeff Clemens. Jeff was there for a dozen years. Robinson picked up by Roberts. We're tied at 6, winding down to the 2-minute mark here in the first quarter. Davenport. And Donovan takes it to the right of the lane, gets a shot off, misses. Here's Lamar the other way. Jamal Gray turns over J.T. Brown and misses. Robinson in traffic around Roberts, and Roberts got him on the right hip. And for Lamar, team foul number 2. Each team now with a couple of fouls. They say that Robinson was in the act of shooting, and Richard Robinson, a 5'7" junior at the free throw stripe, hitting 67% on the year. Had 13 points in his last game against Sam Houston. The Volunteers winning by 17. We'll see Sam Houston in a couple of weeks as they play Weatherford. Robinson's second free throw, and it goes away. McDowell, the return feed to Gray. Minute 23 to go in the first. Intended for Hancock, and Richard Robinson with the pickoff and the deuce on the other end. His third point. Lamar wants to talk it over as the Volunteers have now opened up a 3-point lead. They're on a 5-0 run. This is their 22nd game of the year. It's Lamar's 22nd game of the year. Vikings next week will host Pascal and Arlington. They'll close out the regular season February 16th on a Tuesday night at Sam Houston. As they bring them back with a minute 10 to go in the opening quarter. That's the student section across the way here at Bowie. End of the week. This is on a Friday night. And the last week in January. Gray spots Cecil Roberts. Vikings down by 3. And a hack on the arm. Edwards commits a foul. Team foul number 3. It'll be Jamal Gray to trigger it back in. In front of Edwards. Back to Gray. Off the window. That was a little high off of the glass as it hit the front rim on the way down. That one broken up right in front of Lamar's bench. And last touch by Tristan McDowell, number 24. Glad you're with us on AISD-TV. One more game left in the season. Quick inbounds pass to Davenport. Gets rid of it. 40 seconds left. J.T. Brown, he's sealed off underneath, off the double team, and gets the turnover as Roberts goes baseline with Donovan Davenport and is fouled. Team foul number 4 on the Volunteers. It comes with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first, and at the line, Cecil Roberts for 2. Vikings were 8 of 9 in foul shooting this week against Martin. They had 3 3-pointers in the game. Second free throw could make it a 1-point game as they make noise here at the Alamo. Bottoms it out. It is a 1-point game at 9-8. It can get rather loud here, as it can over at Martin for these district wars. Nice rivalry down through the years between these two. Underneath the missed shot. With 10 seconds. Roberts behind the back. Leaves it outside for Gray. Gray with a 3 off the glass. With 1 second. As it goes out of bounds, and that is the end of the first quarter, as Lamar gets a 3 to give them a 2-point lead. At the end of the first quarter, it's Lamar 11, Bowie 9 on AISD-TV. And back at Bowie High as we begin the second quarter. Volunteers last year finished 25-10. Finished second to North Crowley in district play with a record of 11-3. The Vikings made the playoffs. They finished 9-5. Lost a heartbreaker to Midland in overtime in that first round, 51-50. That game played at Brownwood. And here's Jamal Gray. His 3 gives Lamar the lead as we begin the second quarter. Simon turns back to Gray. Trying to spin free and get some separation from Edwards. Roberts underneath, now back to Jamal. Jamal from 21 comes hard off the bottom of the glass. It's still loose. It's still loose and picked up by Gray. Intended in the lane for Simon, picked up. And the shot missed from 17, another miss underneath. Simon goes up and count it. It was Jacob Olson that took the initial shot from the outside. And a basket and 1 here for Jonathan Simon. Substitution Bowie, Nick Carruthers, a junior at 6'3" on. It's 13-9 Vikings. Jamal Gray checks out. Simon misses. The lead still at 4. Davenport. Cross court. Brown able to get to it first. Underneath. And the miss by Edwards. Handoff now back out to Hancock. Hancock and Olson both in. This is Roberts, guarded by J.T. Brown. Takes him to the right of the lane, goes underneath and misses. Edwards starts the break as they spread out. Davenport open for a 3, and Jacob Olson comes away with a loose ball at 6'4". Olson lost it, and stepping out of bounds with it is J.T. Brown. Coach Gratz trying to get the attention of, I think, maybe Davenport, and a timeout taken. And we'll step aside. The Volunteers want a timeout with 5:57 to go here in the first half. Back to play. Tristan McDowell, the player back in for the Vikings, and caught waist high by Cecil Roberts. 13-9, Lamar with a lead. McDowell over to Hancock. In the corner to Olson. Back to Seth. Now Seth will shoot the three for the Vikings. McDowell to Hancock. A little bounce pass to Olsen. Another switch. Long possession here by the Vikings. Bounce pass broken up. Intended for Hancock. J.T. Brown on the drive. And some contact underneath. Well, we were talking, Jim and I, last week at Martin about the bounce passes. I don't like it at all, especially in that situation. Just too many bad things can happen, and Richard Robinson at the line, shooting twice. 5'7" junior hitting 67%. Chance to pull it within three. Missed them both, but the Volunteers get the rebound. Davenport and off of Jacob Olsen, and Bowie gets it right back. It'll be Richard Robinson to play it back in. As they break. Loose. Picked up by JT in the drive, and he's fouled by Hancock. And for Lamar, it's team foul number 4, and 2 shots coming up for senior JT Brown. Those that remember Kevin Hervey, who played for Bowie a couple of years ago, now a standout at UTA. Unfortunately, Kevin Hervey out for the year for the Mavericks of Scott Cross. And he was headed for the NBA scouting combine in Chicago in early February. The lead at 3. Cecil Roberts. And try to give it to Hancock, and here's Richard Robinson the other way. Robinson over Hancock and draws a 2-shot foul. It's a 5th for Lamar. And Richard Robinson back at the line where he is 1 of 4. Vandy Hobson, who played for the Volunteers last year, transferred over the summer to Lancaster. Nathan Buana back into the forward, number 15. And Raymond Baez, number 30 on. For Lamar, Isaiah Hayes, number 1. Second free throw for Richard Robinson, who has missed his last 4, able to connect on that one. And the lead at 2 as the ball gets away. Looking for Roberts, and in it comes. Isaiah Hayes on the left side. Roberts. Colin Phillips in, number 10. And that one dipped down about 8 inches and came out. Turnover, it's tipped, loose, it's kicked, and here's the pileup. It'll belong to Lamar. And a very aggressive tie-up with 3:57 to go here in the half on a timeout taken. In front of Lamar's bench, it'll be Viking ball and a hold before the inbounds It's going to be on Raymond Baez of Bowie. That's the team's 6th foul. So Lamar now 1 away from the bonus. So Jamal to do it again. And here's Roberts. He'll be picked up by Buana. And the jump pass, Gray waiting for it, now kicks it back out. Turning, and the shot taken to miss by Phillips. Kylan Phillips with a miss. Raymond Baez pushes it up court for the Vols. On the wing to Buana. Off the dribble, a fake, a stop. He's going to shoot anyway and miss. Gray. And here's Simon. Back out to Roberts. Phillips, a freshman. And intended for Simon, broken up. Roberts ends up with it. He misses. And now the block in the backcourt on Cecil Roberts. Team foul number 6 on the Vikes. Each team now with 6 fouls under 3 minutes to go here in the half. Volunteers and some contact before the inbounds pass. Well, it is on Lamar. So we go all the way to the other end. It's going to be on Kylan Phillips. And now the 1-and-1 for Bowie. And Richard Robinson back at the line. He has taken almost every free throw. J.T. Brown has taken 2. And Robinson with another miss. He's 2 of 7 from the line here in the first half. Isaiah Hayes, nice handoff to Phillips underneath, and he's walloped on the way up. Really leveled on the way up. Team foul number 7 on Bowie, and a 2-shotter for freshman Kylan Phillips. Listed at 5'7". Trying to save it, and Hayes got to it first. Isaiah Hayes with a save. Lamar leading by 3. Hayes with a drive, short. Trying to save it as Jamal Gray and off of Lamar. Just 2 points this quarter for the Volunteers. Lamar has 3, but they lead by 3. They dump it off to Edwards. Edwards on Gray. He'll shoot over Gray, and he'll have the 2. That's 8 points for Edwards. He has made the most threes this year for the Volunteers. And a 1-point Viking lead under 2 minutes. And the banker missed by Roberts. Roberts misses an easy shot. Wide open, Davenport. Isaiah Hayes, and here's Gray, was able to get loose. Simon open and misses from the free throw stripe. Rebound Gray, another offensive rebound. And Edwards able to control it to Davenport. Davenport on the finger roll, and Jamal Gray is down at the other end. Gray is hurt. It is 15-14. The Volunteers have taken the lead. Gray now up in a sitting position. Couldn't tell exactly what happened. Everyone looking at the Volunteer possession the other way, and Gray shaken up, and will step aside. 1:02 to go in the half. Now Jamal Gray being escorted to the locker room with 62 seconds to go here in the half. The Volunteers have just taken the lead at 15-14. So the Vikings without their 6'5" senior Jamal Gray. Jacob Olson be handed the ball and loops it ahead. Able to catch up with it is Simon. Simon up top, right side to Edwards, and a three-pointer missed. Olson able to get to it first before Buana. Jacob Olson racing to the ball and able to get to it in the paint. 35 seconds left in the half. Colin Phillips still with it. And a bounce pass and another turnover. And again, the dangers of the bounce pass. I hate it. Underneath, short. J.T. Brown misses. Edwards misses the slam. They get the rebound with 7 seconds. Isaiah Hayes, short. Brown falls down with 2 at the buzzer. It would have counted. It would have counted. End-to-end action, but no points. A couple of turnovers, and it's halftime. A low-scoring contest here at Bowie. The Volunteers lead Lamar 15-14 on AISD-TV. In the first game between these two over at Lamar, the Volunteers led at the half by 8. They'll take a 1-point lead to begin the second half. Again, Bowie at 6-2 in the district. North Crowley with a 2-game lead over Martin and Bowie. And we're set to go here in the second half. It'll be Kyler Edwards at midcourt as the Volunteers will go right to left. Jamal Gray, who was shaken up and taken to the locker room right before the end of the first half, has not come back out. Richard Robinson, and a quick handoff to Edwards. T.J. Williams. Williams around Olson. Goes baseline and misses underneath, and the rebound, and Buana right there in position. Nathan Buana, his first 2 of the game. It's 17-14. Hancock to McDowell, who in turn gives to Olson. Kind of a different starting 5 for Lamar here in the second half that started tonight. Another block on McDowell. Rejected twice as it goes out of bounds. Cecil Roberts at 6'3" to play it in. T.J. Williams on the ball. Olson a little bit too far out. And an underhand dish off to McDowell. Jamal Gray had hit the only 3 for the Vikings in the first half. Cecil Roberts misses. Able to get to it as McDowell feeds Cecil. Jump pass to Tristan. Hancock can't shoot. Vikings down by 3. Came in averaging 46 in district play. Bowie allowing 50 points in their first 8 district games. Olsen from Hancock. Short, and Seth way up high to get the rebound. Hancock at 5'10". Really elevate to get that loose ball. Underneath, and the block. Another chance. And Tristan McDowell with his 4th point, coming off a 10-point game. It's 17-16 Volunteers. Robinson passes off underneath. It kind of hung on the rim and went down for Edwards. He's in double figures now with 10. Kyler coming off a 15-point game against Sam Houston. The lead at 3, and the contact as Richard Robinson fouling Seth Hancock. J.T. Brown back into the guard for the Vols. Two and a half minutes into this 3rd quarter. And away from the ball, a foul. Got a push off away from the ball, so that gives it to the Volunteers in the backcourt. Richard Robinson driving on McDowell. Now draws a double team. Davenport underneath. 24 points earlier this year against Martin. Donovan Davenport with his 4th point and the lead at 5. Biggest lead for the Volunteers. Hand off to McDowell. Hancock. Olsen trying to get it on the wing to Roberts. And now Roberts and Edwards both go up as Roberts made up about 40 feet in 3 seconds. Edwards never knew what hit him. Richard Robinson, now he'll wait as they towel up a wet spot on the baseline. Bowie trying to build on its lead, on top by 5. So that's dry enough. And Robinson to play it back in for the Volunteers. Their t-shirts and warm-ups had Fear the Orange on the back of the t-shirts. Over the top, the reach around and the foul committed by Olsen. 2nd team foul for Lamar. Boy, Olsen and Hancock could both be separated from birth. I mean, they look like twins. Wide open, and Kyler Edwards able to find a hole in the defense. McDowell tries to go underhand the other way. Davenport. And a push off, and team foul number 3 upcoming for the Vikings. Be a shooting foul. 4:28 left. Jamal Gray back limping to the Lamar bench. He's in his warm-up, so I think we've seen the last of Jamal Gray tonight. There he is. 6'5" senior, came in averaging 12 points a game. Really shaken up hard at the end of the half. Donovan Davenport will have one more free toss. Bowie has not shot well at all from the free throw line. 3 of 10. Intended for Olsen underneath. J.T. Brown with the interception. Davenport with a floater. Trying to get it right back, and he does. Goes up. Too much on it. On the other side, Buana tried to control it. And now we got Davenport and Robertson a shouting match. Well, the challenge has been issued now to the Lamar varsity cheerleaders on that backflip of about 70 feet. Still dizzy just looking at it. Oh, the Bowie defense really did their job in the first half, limiting Lamar to just 14 points. They held Sam to just 9 points in the first half in their last game. Tipped up, loose again. Edwards had it. Gets up and being rocked hard. Olsen with a pickoff. And Jacob misses. Recovery underneath. Kylan Henderson, who just checked in. Kylan Henderson, a senior, is 24-18, only the 4 point in this third quarter for the Vikings. Blocked. Roberts. A 6 point deficit, wide open, 3 point range, and count it. Jacob Olsen with a free ball. 24-21. Volunteers with 2:50 to go in the third. Up top, Davenport. Lets it fly and misses. Nobody underneath for the Volunteers. Gray working on Edwards. And a 5-second call. And a turnover committed by the Vikings. Seth Hancock back in, number 11. A 3-point game. Bowie with 9 points this quarter, and the Vikings with 7. Number 30, Raymond Baez with the ball. J.T. Brown on the right wing. Brown moves behind Buana. Here's Buana in the paint, and Buana draws a crowd. Does he ever? Grabbing, pushing, and holding as soon as he got it. It's going to be on Simon. Jonathan Simon, team foul number 4. Non-shooting foul, Richard Robinson given the rock. Or not Robinson, Baez. Robinson's on this far side. Here he is, number 3. Starts a drive, shut down by Hancock. J.T. Brown trying to get the clearance. A handoff to Buana, and that one stays in. Almost bounced out. His 4th point, and the lead at 5. Side court goes out of bounds. It's Bowie's possession with 1:39 to go in the third. And Coach Burks will bring on Tristan McDowell. He'll give Cecil Roberts a rest. Kyler Edwards, a sophomore, to inbound. Down underneath, and the miss by Robinson, and he's shaken up. Robinson's hurt. A baseline 3 pumped in by the Vikings. Aaron Mayon. Aaron Mayon off of the bench with a 3. It's a 2-point game. The handoff and the basket by Buana underneath. Under a minute. Henderson, they try to wrap him up. and maybe too much so. Second team foul for the Volunteers. Off of Volunteers. These numbers are so hard to see for Lamar. Tipped away and off of whom? Off of Olsen. 48.3 left here in the third. Volunteers leading by 4. Came in averaging an even 60 points in district. Lamar's defense giving up 53. This one blocked, and then Robinson ends up with it. He drives and will have to be helped up. Team foul number 5 committed by Lamar, and Bowie at the line. Number 3, Richard Robinson. Two chances. Volunteers now 5 of 14. They lead by 6. McDowell looking, throws it up, and Olsen able to get to it. Hancock open and too much for it. Recovery underneath Simon. 30-26. And right in front of us, almost in our laps, Tristan McDowell. Almost ended up right beside me. 3.5 seconds to go here in the third. Some maintenance here in the backcourt. Raymond Baez to play it in. So you see Coach Gratz positioning his players, see if they can get a shot off here before the buzzer. Knocked away and over the top. Henderson reached around and fouled Buono. That's the 6th. Almost a full second. That's a 7th. That's a 7th team foul, and now 1-1. Bonus to follow. Nathan Buono, 6'1" senior, his 7th point. As a free throw shooter, hitting 67%. In and out and back in again. Intercepted by Robinson. Goes up, and that is the end of the quarter. We go to the 4th. The Volunteers lead Lamar 32-26 on AISD-TV. We go to the 4th quarter here at Bowie. It'll be Seth Hancock at midcourt to inbound. The Vikings trail by 6. And Seth Hancock looking for McDowell, still looking, and will have to take a timeout. He was down to about a half a second before a violation, the 5-second call, and able to take the timeout. In that 3rd quarter, the Volunteers outscoring Lamar 17-12. We'll see if the Volunteers can do to Lamar what the Warriors did to the Vikings the other night. They held the Vikes to just 6 points in that fourth quarter. 3-point wise tonight for Lamar. Jamal Gray, who will not return. He and Jacob Olson have the 2 threes. I think the Volunteers have buried one. They have not connected on a 3 tonight. Aaron Mayon. Mayon off the bench also has a 3 for the Vikings. So they have a total of 3. And Seth Hancock will do it again. They're going to bring on Mayon, number 23. First objective, just get it in play. And they do. Olsen comes to the ball, overshoots Hancock. Baez, he goes up and Henderson got him. And a 2-shot foul for the Volunteers. That is how the fourth quarter begins. And Raymond Baez at the free throw line for the Volunteers. Hasn't taken many free throws this year. That is his 8th attempted free throw. This to make it a lead of 8. Good stroke. Able to can them both. Backcourt pressure tipped. The takeaway and the basket by Edwards. Edwards with a steal and the bucket. And the lead now at 10. Tristan McDowell. Outside they go. And the 3, nicely done by Mayon, his 2nd. Team 3-pointer number 4. Olsen on the nice block on Robinson. Out of bounds. Tristan McDowell hit hard as he went down. Kind of walking it off now. Nathan Buono back in for the Volunteers, number 15. Next week, the Volunteers will be at North Crowley. And they'll host Martin. 2 huge games next week in district play for the Volunteers. Gray goes cross court to Mayon. Tipped, out of bounds. And Jacob Olsen gets a reprieve. Roberts goes baseline. He took Edwards' baseline and scores. Roberts' 6th point. Hand off to Robinson. Baseline right. The miss by Edwards. Lamar could cut it to 3. And right before the handoff, the foul call. So Olsen unable to shoot. He did, but the foul call. It's the 9th team foul. Donovan Davenport as they wipe up another wet spot, this time in the lane. Right there. Davenport inbounds to a running Richard Robinson. Pulls up in the front court. sends it over to Edwards. Davenport shoots it right side, open. Edwards and a three. Well, Kyler Edwards now with 17 points, and on the year connects with his 38th three-pointer. That's Bowie's first three. The lead at 8. McDowell trying to save it. Last touched by the Vols. Again, Bowie trying to go to 7-2. Olsen. And here's Mayon. Jacob with a nice drive, tips it back in. Missed the initial shot, but able to get the soft tip. 39-33. Volunteers led 15-14 at the half. Davenport sends it back deep to Brown. J.T. Brown with a bomb. 42-33. Olsen catches up with it. Tried to send it baseline, picked off. This is Robinson. And the lead at 11. Here's another steal. Edwards with the interception. Robinson goes up. He had McDowell and Simon both underneath. And now the Volunteer student body across the way really giving it to the Vikings. And Richard Robinson, who else, back at the free throw line for the Volunteers. Tristan McDowell will leave with 6 points. So he fouls out. Robinson hits the first. And this to make it a 13-point game. Bowie pulling away here in the fourth quarter. Roberts looking, nice pass, wide open. Oh, able to find Aaron Mayon underneath, his 8th point. Aaron will be back next year, knocked out of bounds, and it's off of Robinson. So Robinson last touched it. 3.5 minutes to go. Substitution, Lamar, number 33, senior Kylan Henderson in. Seth Hancock comes out. Well, Lamar will give it right back to the Volunteers on that call. J.T. Brown to trigger it in. Seth Hancock back on the floor. Edwards to Robinson. The miss, and waiting on it was Buana, and another steal. Well, you look down, you miss about 3 things. Volunteers are so quick. Bowie and North Crowley, the 2 quickest teams, both offense and defense in the district. Can't let up a second. Jonathan Simon almost lost it. Olsen slips it to Roberts. Roberts going to let it fly from about 24. His 9th point goes out of bounds. 48-38, and a full timeout taken by the Volunteers, leading with 2:19 to go. Cecil Roberts given the ball underneath the Volunteer goal. His team down by 10. They go deep and they hit their 6th three-pointer. Roberts explodes for his 2nd 3. He's got a dozen points. The lead at 7, and it gets away from Robinson. He tripped, lost the handle. Seth Hancock really caused that disruption, and with under 2 minutes to go, the Volunteers now will try to stave off this Lamar possession. Lead by 7. Deep pass, and Henderson with a finger roll. Colin Henderson with his 4th point, and the lead at 5. Up top to Davenport. Robinson in the corner. Under a minute and a half. Volunteers already in the double bonus. Trying to dribble it out, milk the clock. And a timeout taken by the Volunteers, a little bit too close to head coach Alan Gratz, as Robinson kind of squeezed on that side. In trouble and has to use a timeout with 75 seconds to play. Vikings in this 4th quarter with 17 points. Most points they have scored in any quarter. And here's the challenge now issued to the Viking cheerleaders, and able to get it maybe to half court. Counting each flip. And that was enough. Cecil Roberts with 10 points leading the Vikings. Kyler Edwards has 17 for the Vols. Richard Robinson and Nathan Buana also in double digits. Side court, Donovan Davenport, and we're back under play. Edwards. Edwards through the lane, gets a shot off and scores. Kyler Edwards, a sophomore, with 19 points. And the lead at 7, and Roberts falling down trying to hit a 3. Out of bounds, off of whom? Off of Bowie. Cecil Roberts hits the ball hard one time, gets it into Simon. Simon can't shoot over Davenport. Back in the middle to Mayon. 45 seconds to play. Gonna have to shoot. Down by 7. The clock is your enemy. Roberts takes it up top and connects with a 3. A net cutter at the top of the key for Cecil Roberts. The lead at 4. Edwards wide open inside. It is short as Buana couldn't score. 17 seconds. With 11. Roberts again. Cecil Roberts pulls another three. It's a 1-point game, 2 seconds. And the Volunteers hold off this Viking barrage of threes. A 13-point lead finally cut to 1 at the end. Cecil Roberts with some long threes at the top of the key made it interesting. He ended up with 18 points. And the Volunteers now go to 7-2 in district. They win both games over the Vikings. Lamar falls to 3-6. Our thanks to both head coaches Alan Gratz and Zach Burks. For our outstanding AISD-TV production crew. Once again, our final score, Bowie 50, Lamar 49. From Bowie High, this is John Nelson saying good night until next week.